It is Medical Mondays again. My subject today is something that is near and dear to my heart, and one of the reasons that I'm even heading toward being a nurse right now. I want to talk today about lactation and breastfeeding. The World Health Organization recommends breastfeeding exclusively until a child is 6 months old, and then introducing some solid foods or flesh foods at that point, and continuing breastfeeding along with other complementary foods until 2 years and even beyond. That's something that we don't think of in the United States for sure. We usually have 6 to 12 weeks off from when you have your baby, your maternity leave, 6 to 12 weeks normal. Most people, that being 6 weeks is even hard to get to because of funds. And usually once you start working, you're going to have a hard time pumping to feed the baby for one reason or another. One of the most crucial things to have if you are working and pumping and breastfeeding your child when you're not working, one of the most crucial things is having peer support. If you have a bunch of people against you telling you you're not producing enough milk, telling you, why do you have to keep taking these breaks, you're going to get discouraged, and you're mentally going to cause your body to stop producing as much milk. There are some people, yes, who just have genetic reasons as to why they have trouble producing, but most of the time it is psychological. I don't want to say most of the time. It's all a matter of talking to your doctor and finding out what's going on. But definitely a big thing is having the support. Another is what you're eating, what you're drinking. Anything with caffeine is bad because it's going to pass to the baby. Soda is going to help pull moisture out of your body so that you're not going to be producing as much milk, period. The best thing is drinking water. Keeping up your water intake from pregnancy into, post-pregnancy with your lactation. You need the water. Not just for you, but for the milk you're creating for your infant. And what you're eating is a big part too, because if you're eating junk, it's going to affect your milk. Like, I know of people who, if they eat spicy food, it can actually cause digestive upset in the baby. A lot of people don't think about it. All they think is, well, this is what's made. What you are putting into your body affects how your body makes that milk to give to your baby. I personally breastfed my daughter until she was 2 years and 4 months old. I had wanted her to self-wean, but there were some things that came up and I had to wean her. And it was quick, unfortunately. I actually dealt with for years afterward of my daughter telling me that she missed that. It wasn't just the matter of getting the nutrients from it. She missed that bond that would happen then. We would sit down together. I'd play with her hair and sing to her, and she'd relax and she'd go to sleep. It was her most effective method for relaxing. She hadn't used a pacifier from being 3 or 4 months old. She stopped using one, and then she picked it up again after she was weaned. It's psychosomatic in that case. She used it to soothe herself. It really was for soothing. And a big thing for her, she really didn't deal with illness until after she stopped breastfeeding. She'd have some seasonal allergies, okay, but as for really getting a cold or any kind of infection or something, we didn't really deal with that until after she stopped breastfeeding. And that's why it's suggested to continue. It's not just a matter of nutrient. You're adding extra antibodies that younger children don't produce on their own. And no matter what you end up doing, at the end of the day, a child being fed, an infant being fed, is what's most important. If you have any questions on breastfeeding, for sure, please leave questions. If you want if you're looking for support for it, there are support groups on Facebook and I'm sure other social media, or send me a message or something. I'm a very big advocate on pro breastfeeding, but definitely just as long as the child's fed at all, that's important. Another important caveat, people who are breastfeeding and they give you those vitamin D drops, whoa, that baby does need that. That is the one thing that breast milk does not provide, is vitamin D. So you do need to give your baby the vitamin D drops that your doctor gives you. If you have to tell them you're breastfeeding, because they'll give you that vitamin D drop. Your baby needs that. Up until they tell you to stop, continue giving them the vitamin D. Unless, if they have some kind of trouble with taking it, talk to your doctor and they can give you methods of how to get vitamin D to the baby. Alright, again, anyone have questions, or if you have suggestions, please leave them in the comments. I'm future Nurse Dawn. Everyone have a good week.